Welcome back to the Almost Creative Podcast. This week we are joined by a very special guest. It's actually one of our employees. Today I get the honor to sit down with none other than our HR Bear. HR Bear, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today? That's good to hear. I'm glad that you're doing well. There's a lot of positivity in our company, I'm sure, right? So I know you had a former life before you were our HR department. You were actually our Adobe department. Can you talk a little bit more about what that experience was like? Yeah, I had a pretty terrible time when you were a part of our Adobe process as well. We brought you on board because Adobe kept crashing every 2 seconds, so we thought you could fix the problem. For some reason, it started crashing every 1 second then. Can you speak on that? Yeah, I think it was a good idea that we fired you from that role. But we didn't want to see you go out into the world and have to go back to the forest. So we decided to give you another role, and now you're in our HR department. What has that been like? Yeah, I know Chris has almost gotten fired a couple times, but we try to watch what he says now. Yeah, he said that one time too, but you know what? That's all right. We'll move past that. Why don't we talk a little bit more about your experience in HR? Oh, you have no experience in HR. Okay. Then how did you actually get this job from us? Is that so? Well, as you know, HR Bear, we have this podcast. It's for creative entrepreneurs. What kind of advice would you give a creative entrepreneur? To just give up. That's pretty strong advice coming from the HR department. Why would you say that? You think their jobs are going to be replaced by AI. Do you think your job will be replaced by AI too? You're too cute to be replaced by AI. I don't know about that. Well, anyhow, we're going to cut to our sponsor for this week's episode, and we'll be right back after that. This week's episode is brought to you by Dyma Brands. Dyma Brand honey is the only honey that we use because it's the only honey that we have here in Bellworks. So if you're looking for honey that comes in a packet, because I don't know many that do, you should probably buy Dyma Brand honey. All right, let's get back to our episode. So I want to just get right into it, HR Bear. If you were a creative entrepreneur, what kind of advice would you give us? Thank you for joining us on the Barely Creative Podcast. And until next time, stay creative.